In a world where the mysteries of the universe are still being uncovered, one scientist stands at the forefront of discovery and exploration. Emily, a brilliant and determined researcher, is on a mission to unlock the secrets of the natural world and understand its wonders. As she delves deeper into her research, Emily discovers a phenomenon that defies explanation. It's a discovery that could change the course of human history, but it's also a potential threat to the planet. With the help of a team of dedicated scientists and researchers, Emily must navigate a dangerous path, facing betrayal and uncertainty as she works to unravel the secrets of the phenomenon and prevent a catastrophic disaster. As she confronts the challenges and risks that come with the pursuit of knowledge, Emily learns the true power of science and the responsibility that comes with it. Through her journey of discovery and exploration, Emily emerges as a hero, inspiring future generations to pursue knowledge and make a positive impact on the world around us. The Invitation. Dr. Emily Parker is a young scientist in her late 20s who has devoted her life to studying the mysteries of the universe. She has always been fascinated by the unknown and the unexplainable, and has spent years studying everything from quantum mechanics to ancient mythology. One day, Emily receives an invitation in the mail to join a team of researchers studying a mysterious phenomenon on a remote island. The invitation is from Dr. Marcus Blackwood, a renowned scientist who Emily has always admired from afar. At first, Emily is hesitant to accept the invitation. She has never been one for adventure or risk-taking, and the idea of traveling to a remote island with a group of strangers is daunting. But as she reads over the invitation again and again, she begins to feel a sense of excitement and curiosity that she can't ignore. Finally, after much soul-searching, Emily decides to accept the invitation. She packs her bags and sets off for the island, unsure of what she will find but eager to uncover the mysteries that await her. As Emily boards the boat that will take her to the island, she realizes that she is embarking on a journey that will change her life forever. She feels a sense of anticipation and excitement, mixed with a healthy dose of trepidation, as she sets off into the unknown. The Arrival. As the team steps off the boat, they are greeted by Dr. Blackwood's assistant, who escorts them to the research facility on the island. Emily takes in her surroundings as they walk through the dense forest towards the facility. The trees are tall and thick, blocking up most of the sunlight and creating a dim, eerie atmosphere. She can hear the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves, but there is an eerie silence that makes her feel uneasy. When they arrive at the facility, Emily is impressed by its size and the advanced technology that is being used to study the phenomenon. The research facility is a large, modern building with state-of-the-art equipment and a massive laboratory. She can see that the other team members are equally impressed, and they begin to discuss their plans for the research. Dr. Blackwood introduces the team members to each other, and Emily learns more about her colleagues. Dr. Jameson is a brash and confident researcher who seems to have a chip on his shoulder. Dr. Lee is a reserved and mysterious scientist who keeps to herself. Emily feels a bit out of place among the other team members, but she is determined to make a good impression and contribute to the research in any way she can. As the team settles in, they begin to discuss their plans for the coming days. They will be studying the phenomenon from every angle, using a variety of scientific methods to learn as much as they can. Emily is excited to be a part of such an important research project, but she also feels a sense of unease. She can't help but wonder what secrets the island holds and what they will uncover during their time there. Dr. Blackwood shows the team to their rooms, and Emily is pleasantly surprised by the accommodations. The rooms are spacious and well-appointed, with comfortable beds and plenty of amenities. She had expected rough conditions on the island, but everything seems to be well taken care of. After settling into her room, Emily heads to the laboratory to set up her equipment. She spends most of her time getting everything ready for the research, making sure that all of her instruments are calibrated and working properly. She is eager to get started, but she also knows that they need to be careful and methodical in their approach. As the day wears on, the team begins to get to work. Emily spends most of her time in the lab, but she also takes breaks to explore the island and get some fresh air. She is struck by the beauty of the natural surroundings, but she also senses that there is something sinister lurking beneath the surface. During dinner, the team talks about their plans for the research and shares stories about their past experiences. Emily begins to feel more at ease with the other team members and starts to feel like she belongs. She is impressed by the intelligence and dedication of her colleagues, and she feels privileged to be working with such a talented group of scientists. After dinner, Emily retires to her room and begins to review her notes from the day. She can feel the excitement building inside her as she thinks about the research they will be conducting in the coming days. But as she lies in bed, she can't help but wonder what mysteries the island holds and what secrets they will uncover during their time there. Despite her unease, Emily drifts off to sleep, knowing that this journey will be unlike anything she has ever experienced before. She is ready to embrace the unknown and discover the truth about the phenomenon on the island, even if it means facing her deepest fears and uncovering the island's darkest secrets. The phenomenon. As the research team delves deeper into the study of the phenomenon on the island, Emily becomes increasingly fascinated by the strange energy that seems to be emanating from the area. She spends long hours in the lab, analyzing data and running experiments, trying to unravel the mystery of the phenomenon. Despite the long hours and hard work, Emily is excited and energized by the research. She feels like she is on the brink of a major breakthrough, and she can't wait to see what they will discover. As the team continues their research, they begin to uncover some strange findings. The phenomenon seems to be linked to a series of ancient myths and legends, and there are hints of a powerful force that has been lying dormant on the island for centuries. Emily is fascinated by these discoveries and spends long hours poring over ancient texts and legends, trying to piece together the puzzle of the island's mysterious energy. As the days wear on, Emily begins to notice that the phenomenon is becoming more active. Strange things start to happen around the research facility: equipment malfunctions, power outages, and strange noises in the night. Emily can feel the tension building among the team members, and she senses that everyone is on edge. She wonders if there is something sinister at work on the island, something that they may not be able to control. Despite the growing sense of unease, Emily continues to work tirelessly in the lab. She is determined to uncover the truth about the phenomenon, no matter what the cost. One night, as Emily is working late in the lab, she notices a strange anomaly on her equipment. She can't quite make sense of it, but it seems to be growing in intensity. Suddenly, there is a loud explosion and the lights go out. Emily can hear screams coming from the other parts of the research facility, and she realizes that something has gone terribly wrong. She rushes out of the lab and into the main area of the facility, where she finds chaos and destruction. The other team members are frantically trying to put out fires and repair damaged equipment. Dr. Blackwood approaches Emily and tells her that they need to evacuate the island immediately. He explains that the phenomenon has become too powerful to control, and that they are in grave danger. Emily is shocked and frightened by the turn of events, but she knows that they need to act quickly. She helps the other team members gather their belongings and head to the dock, where they board a small boat and set off into the open sea. As they sail away from the island, Emily can see the phenomenon growing in intensity. It seems to be spreading across the island like a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. Emily realizes that they have unleashed a powerful force that they may never be able to control. She wonders what will become of the island and the phenomenon, and whether they will ever be able to fully understand its true nature. As they sail away from the island, Emily feels a mix of emotions: fear, awe, and a sense of disappointment that they were not able to fully unravel the mystery of the phenomenon. She knows that the research project has come to an abrupt end, but she also knows that the experience has taught her valuable lessons about the power of nature and the limits of human knowledge. As they sail towards the mainland, Emily thinks about the journey that brought her to the island. She remembers feeling intimidated and unsure of herself among the other team members, but she realizes now that she has grown and learned so much from the experience. She knows that the research project may have ended in failure, but she is grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of it. She feels a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that she contributed to the scientific community and helped to uncover new knowledge about the natural world. As they dock at the mainland, Emily looks back towards the island and wonders what the future holds. She knows that the phenomenon will continue to be a mystery, but she also knows that there will be other opportunities for research and discovery. With a sense of determination and excitement, Emily looks forward to the next journey, the next discovery, and the next chance to push the boundaries of human knowledge. The storm. After the research project on the island comes to an abrupt end, Emily returns to her normal life, but she can't shake the feeling of unease that lingers in the back of her mind. She knows that they were onto something big with the phenomenon on the island, but she also knows that it may have been too dangerous to pursue. As she tries to settle back into her routine, Emily receives a call from Dr. Blackwood. He tells her that there have been some new developments with the phenomenon and that they need her expertise to help analyze the data. Emily is hesitant at first, but she can't resist the pull of the mystery. She agrees to help and sets off to meet Dr. Blackwood and the rest of the team at a research facility on the coast. As she arrives at the facility, Emily realizes that the situation is more serious than she thought. The phenomenon has grown in intensity and has spread to other parts of the world. There are reports of strange weather patterns, power outages, and other disruptions that seem to be linked to the phenomenon. The team is working tirelessly to try to understand the nature of the phenomenon and find a way to control it, but progress is slow. Emily spends long hours in the lab, analyzing data and running experiments, but the phenomenon remains elusive. One night, as Emily is working late in the lab, she notices a sudden shift in the atmosphere. The air grows thick and heavy, and she can hear the distant rumble of thunder. She rushes to the window and sees that a massive storm is brewing on the horizon. As the storm approaches, Emily can feel the tension in the air growing. The wind howls outside, and lightning flashes across the sky. She can hear the sound of crashing waves in the distance, and she knows that the storm is going to be a powerful one. Suddenly, there is a loud explosion, and the lights go out. Emily can hear screams coming from other parts of the facility, and she realizes that they are in the midst of a crisis. She rushes out of the lab and into the main area of the facility, where she finds chaos and destruction. The storm has caused major damage to the facility, and the other team members are frantically trying to repair the damage. Dr. Blackwood approaches Emily and tells her that they need to evacuate the facility immediately. He explains that the storm is too powerful to weather and that they are in grave danger. Emily is shocked and frightened by the turn of events, but she knows that they need to act quickly. She helps the other team members gather their belongings and head to the nearest shelter, where they hunker down and wait for the storm to pass. As they wait out the storm, Emily can feel the tension and anxiety building among the team members. They know that the phenomenon is at the root of the storm, and they wonder whether they will ever be able to control it. As the storm rages on outside, Emily tries to stay calm and focused. She knows that they need to work together and come up with a plan to deal with the phenomenon. After several long hours, the storm finally passes, and the team emerges from the shelter to assess the damage. The facility is in shambles, and it will take weeks to repair the damage. Despite the setback, Emily and the other team members are determined to continue their research and find a way to control the phenomenon. They know that it won't be easy, but they also know that it is their duty to try to unlock the secrets of the natural world. As they begin the long process of rebuilding and regrouping, Emily feels a sense of determination and purpose. She knows that the road ahead will be difficult, but she also knows that they are up to the challenge. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emily and the other team members set off on the next stage of their journey, ready to face whatever challenges the phenomenon may throw their way. The creature. After the storm, Emily and the research team refocused their efforts on studying and controlling the phenomenon. They worked tirelessly in the lab, running experiments and analyzing data, trying to unravel the mystery of this strange energy that has been wreaking havoc around the world. One day, as Emily is working in the lab, she notices a strange anomaly on her equipment. It seems to be growing in intensity and taking on a life of its own. She tries to understand what is happening, but it's like trying to grasp smoke. The phenomenon is elusive and mysterious. Suddenly, there is a loud crash, and Emily is thrown to the ground. She can hear screams coming from the other parts of the facility, and she realizes that something has gone terribly wrong. She rushes out of the lab and into the main area of the facility, where she finds chaos and destruction. The equipment has gone haywire, and there is a strange energy pulsing through the air. Emily realizes that the phenomenon has taken on physical form, a creature with immense power and intelligence. The creature is unlike anything Emily has ever seen before. It has a sleek, metallic body and glowing eyes that seem to stare right through her. Emily can feel the power radiating from the creature, and she knows that they are in grave danger. The other team members are frantically trying to contain the creature, but it seems to be too powerful to control. Emily joins in the effort, using her scientific knowledge to try to understand the creature and find a way to neutralize it. As they work, they realize that the creature is not just a physical manifestation of the phenomenon, but also an intelligent being with its own agenda. The team tries to communicate with the creature, but it seems to be beyond human language. They realize that they need to find a way to communicate with it on its own level. Emily spends long hours studying the creature and its behavior, trying to find any clues that may help them understand it better. She also works with the other team members to devise a plan to contain the creature and prevent it from causing any more damage. As they continue their research, Emily begins to notice something strange about the creature. It seems to be evolving, growing stronger and more intelligent with each passing day. Emily realizes that they are in a race against time. If they don't find a way to contain the creature soon, it may become too powerful to control. One night, as Emily is working late in the lab, she has a breakthrough. She realizes that the creature is communicating through a series of complex mathematical equations. She begins deciphering the equations and realizes that the creature is trying to tell them something important. With this new knowledge, Emily and the team are able to communicate with the creature and work together to find a solution. They eventually discover a way to neutralize the creature and contain the phenomenon. As the creature dissolves into the air, Emily feels a mix of relief and sadness. She knows that they were lucky to have found a solution, but she also feels a sense of loss for the creature. It had been a fascinating and mysterious creature, and she wonders what kind of knowledge they could have gained from it if they had been able to study it further. Despite this, Emily and the other team members feel a sense of accomplishment. They had faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge, and they had come out on top. They knew that their work was not done, but they also knew that they had taken a major step forward in understanding the natural world. As they wrap up their research and prepare to head home, Emily reflects on the journey that had brought her here. She had started out as a novice researcher, unsure of her place in the scientific community. But through hard work, dedication, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, she had become a valued member of the team, contributing to some of the most important research of her time. With a renewed sense of purpose and a new understanding of the natural world, Emily heads home, ready to continue her journey of discovery and exploration. The betrayal. After the successful containment of the creature, Emily and the research team are hailed as heroes in the scientific community. They are invited to give talks and presentations at conferences around the world, and their work is celebrated as a major breakthrough in the study of the natural world. Despite the accolades, Emily remains focused on her work. She knows that there is still much to learn about the phenomenon, and she is determined to continue her research. However, one day, Emily receives a disturbing phone call. It is from a colleague who tells her that there has been a leak of sensitive research data from their facility. The data includes information about the phenomenon and its containment, as well as the team's plans for future research. Emily is shocked and horrified by the news. She knows that the information is highly confidential and that it could be used for nefarious purposes. She immediately contacts Dr. Blackwood and the other team members and tells them what has happened. The team is in a state of panic. They know that the leak could have serious consequences for their research and for the world at large. They start investigating the leak, trying to find out who could have done it and why. As they dig deeper, Emily starts to suspect that there may be a traitor among them. She wonders if someone on the team has sold them out to a rival research group or to someone with more sinister intentions. Emily becomes increasingly paranoid as she tries to figure out who the traitor could be. She starts to distance herself from the other team members, unsure of who she can trust. One night, as Emily is working late in the lab, she hears a noise from the other side of the facility. She cautiously makes her way towards the sound and sees a figure sneaking around the lab. Emily realizes that it is someone from the team, but she can't make out who it is in the dim light. She approaches the figure and demands to know what they are doing. The figure turns around, and Emily is shocked to see that it is one of her closest colleagues. The colleague looks nervous and scared, and Emily realizes that they are the traitor. The colleague tries to explain themselves, saying that they had been offered a large sum of money to leak the data. Emily is outraged and disgusted by their betrayal. She knows that their actions could have put the entire research project in jeopardy. Emily confronts the colleague, demanding to know who they had sold the data to. The colleague refuses to answer, and Emily realizes that they are in too deep. She contacts Dr. Blackwood and the other team members, and they decide to go to the authorities. The authorities investigate the leak, and they eventually track down the person who had bought the data. It turns out to be a rival research group, who had been trying to steal the team's research for years. The traitor is arrested and charged with espionage, and the research team is able to recover the stolen data. However, the incident shakes Emily and the team to their core. They realize that even in the pursuit of knowledge and discovery, there are those who are willing to betray their colleagues for personal gain. As they continue their work, Emily and the other team members become more cautious and guarded. They know that they can't let their guard down, even among those they consider friends. Despite the betrayal, Emily remains committed to her work. She knows that the study of the natural world is too important to be derailed by one person's actions. She continues to push forward, fueled by a renewed sense of purpose and a desire to unlock the secrets of the universe. As she reflects on the events of the past few weeks, Emily realizes that the pursuit of knowledge comes with its own risks and challenges. But she also knows that it is worth it, for the sake of science and for the betterment of humanity. The hunt. After the betrayal, Emily and the research team continue their work with renewed caution. They are more guarded and careful than before, knowing that they can't take any risks when it comes to the sensitive information they are working with. However, one day, Emily receives a mysterious message. It is from an unknown sender, who claims to have information about a breakthrough discovery related to the phenomenon. Emily is skeptical at first, but she can't resist the lure of a potential breakthrough. She arranges to meet the sender in a remote location, hoping to learn more about what they have to offer. As she arrives at the location, Emily senses that something is off. The area is deserted and isolated, and she can't shake the feeling that she is being watched. Suddenly, there is a rustling in the bushes, and Emily turns to see a group of armed men approaching her. She realizes too late that she has been lured into a trap. Emily tries to run, but the men are too fast. They capture her and take her to a hidden location, where she is held captive. Emily is terrified and confused. She doesn't know why she has been taken or what the men want from her. She tries to reason with them, but they refuse to listen. As the days pass, Emily realizes that she is being held captive by a shadowy organization with a nefarious agenda. They want to use her knowledge of the phenomenon for their own gain, and they are willing to do anything to get it. Emily is determined to escape, but the men are always watching her, making it impossible to plan an escape. However, one night, she manages to slip away unnoticed and begins a perilous journey through the wilderness, hoping to find her way back to civilization. As she treks through the wilderness, Emily realizes that she is being hunted. The men are tracking her every move, and she knows that she needs to stay one step ahead if she wants to survive. Emily uses all her scientific knowledge and survival skills to evade the men and stay alive. She makes traps, forages for food, and uses her wits to outsmart her pursuers. As she continues her journey, Emily realizes that the phenomenon is still at the root of all her troubles. The men are after her because they believe that she holds the key to unlocking its secrets. Emily knows that she can't let the men get their hands on the information, no matter the cost. She fights back with all her might, determined to protect her research and her colleagues. In the end, Emily manages to outsmart the men and escape their clutches. She makes her way back to civilization and contacts the authorities, telling them everything that has happened. The authorities investigate the organization and eventually shut it down, putting an end to their nefarious plans. Emily is hailed as a hero for her bravery and determination, and her colleagues are relieved to hear that she is safe. However, Emily is wary and cautious, knowing that there may be others out there who are after her research. Despite the danger, Emily remains committed to her work. She knows that the study of the natural world is too important to be derailed by those who would use it for their own gain. As she returns to her research, Emily reflects on the events that had brought her here. She had started out as a curious scientist, eager to unlock the mysteries of the natural world. But her journey had taken her down a dangerous path, filled with betrayal, danger, and uncertainty. Despite the risks, Emily knew that she couldn't give up. She remained determined to push forward, fueled by a desire to understand the world around her and to make a difference in the lives of those around her. As she prepares for the next stage of her journey, Emily knows that there will be challenges ahead. But she also knows that she is up to the task, and that she will continue to make important discoveries and contributions to the scientific community. The revelation. After her harrowing experience with the shadowy organization, Emily returns to her research with renewed determination. She knows that the phenomenon is too important to be left in the wrong hands, and she is more committed than ever to understanding its secrets. As she delves deeper into her research, Emily begins to notice something strange. The phenomenon seems to be behaving in a way that she can't explain. It's like there is a pattern to its behavior, but she can't quite put her finger on what it is. Emily spends long hours in the lab, poring over data and running experiments. She tries to understand the pattern she has noticed, but it continues to elude her. One day, as she is working, Emily has a breakthrough. She realizes that the pattern she has been seeing is not random, it's a message. Emily deciphers the message and is shocked by what she finds. The phenomenon seems to be a warning, a message from an intelligent being trying to communicate with humanity. Emily is stunned by the revelation. She knows that this discovery could change the course of human history. She contacts Dr. Blackwood and the other team members, and they begin to work on a plan to communicate with the phenomenon and learn more about its message. As they work, Emily realizes that the phenomenon is not just a scientific curiosity, it's a potential threat to humanity. The warning message suggests that something catastrophic is about to happen, something that could have dire consequences for the future of the planet. Emily and the team work tirelessly to decode the message and understand its implications. They realize that the phenomenon is not just a natural occurrence, but is, in fact, an intelligent being trying to communicate with them. The team devises a plan to communicate with the phenomenon, using a combination of advanced technology and scientific knowledge. They establish a connection with the being, and Emily is able to communicate with it directly. As they talk, Emily realizes that the being is not malevolent but is, in fact, trying to help humanity. It knows of a potential disaster that could threaten the planet, and it wants to work with humans to prevent it. Emily and the team work with the being, using their scientific knowledge to develop a plan to prevent the disaster. They realize that it will take a massive global effort to stop the catastrophe, but they are determined to do whatever it takes to save the planet. As they work, Emily realizes that her journey has come full circle. She had started out as a curious scientist, eager to understand the mysteries of the natural world. But her journey had taken her down a dark and dangerous path, filled with betrayal and uncertainty. Now, she finds herself at the forefront of a global effort to save humanity from disaster. She knows that the stakes are high, but she is more determined than ever to make a difference. As the team works to prevent the disaster, Emily reflects on the power of science and the responsibility that comes with it. She knows that their work has the potential to change the course of human history, and she is humbled and honored to be a part of it. In the end, Emily and the team are successful in their efforts. They prevent the disaster from happening, and the world breathes a collective sigh of relief. Emily feels a sense of pride and accomplishment at what they have achieved. She knows that their work is not done, but she also knows that they have taken a major step forward in understanding the natural world and the potential threats it poses. As she reflects on her journey, Emily realizes that the pursuit of knowledge is not just about discovering new things, it's also about using that knowledge to make a positive impact on the world around us. With a renewed sense of purpose and a new understanding of the power of science, Emily heads back to the lab, ready to continue her journey of discovery and exploration. The sacrifice. After the revelation that the phenomenon is an intelligent being trying to communicate with humanity, Emily and the research team continue their work with renewed purpose. They know that the stakes are high, and they are determined to do whatever it takes to prevent a catastrophic disaster. As they work, Emily realizes that the plan they have developed requires a sacrifice. It will take someone who is willing to give up everything to ensure the success of the mission. Emily knows that she is the only one who can make the sacrifice. She is the one who has the knowledge and expertise to carry out the plan, and she is willing to put her life on the line to save the planet. Emily talks to Dr. Blackwood and the other team members, explaining her plan and the sacrifice that it will require. They are reluctant to let her go, but they know that there is no other way. Emily prepares for the mission, knowing that it will be her final act of service to humanity. She says goodbye to her colleagues and loved ones, knowing that she may never return. The mission is dangerous and complex, and Emily knows that there is a high chance that she will not survive. But she is determined to do whatever it takes to save the planet. As Emily carries out the mission, she reflects on her journey. She thinks about all the sacrifices that have been made along the way, by herself and by others. She thinks about the risks and the dangers that she has faced, and the importance of the work that she has done. As she nears the end of the mission, Emily realizes that she may not have enough time to complete it. She knows that the sacrifice she has made may not be enough to save the planet. Emily makes a heartbreaking decision. She knows that the only way to ensure the success of the mission is to stay behind and manually trigger the final step of the plan. She will sacrifice her own life to save the planet. Emily takes a deep breath and prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice. She thinks about her colleagues and her loved ones, and she knows that they will be devastated by her loss. But she also knows that her sacrifice will be worth it if it saves the planet. As she carries out the final step of the plan, Emily feels a sense of peace wash over her. She knows that she has done everything she can to save the planet, and she is at peace with her decision. In the end, Emily's sacrifice is successful. The plan works, and the disaster is averted. The world is saved, but at a great cost. As the world mourns the loss of Emily and the sacrifices that were made, Dr. Blackwood and the other team members reflect on her legacy. They know that Emily's sacrifice will never be forgotten, and that her work will continue to inspire future generations of scientists. They also know that the journey of discovery and exploration that Emily started is far from over. They continue to work, driven by the knowledge that there is still so much to learn about the natural world and its mysteries. As they move forward, they carry with them the memory of Emily and the sacrifices she made. They know that the pursuit of knowledge comes with risks and challenges, but they also know that it is worth it for the sake of science and for the betterment of humanity. In the end, Emily's sacrifice serves as a reminder of the power of science and the responsibility that comes with it. It is a testament to the bravery and selflessness of those who dedicate their lives to unlocking the secrets of the universe. Emily's journey may have come to an end, but her legacy lives on, inspiring future generations to pursue knowledge and make a positive impact on the world around us. The aftermath. After Emily's sacrifice, the world is forever changed. The disaster has been averted, but the loss of such a brilliant mind and selfless soul is felt deeply by all who knew her. Dr. Blackwood and the research team are devastated by the loss of their colleague and friend. They know that Emily's sacrifice was necessary, but it doesn't make it any easier to accept. As they mourn the loss of Emily, they also reflect on the importance of her work. They know that her discoveries and her sacrifice will have a profound impact on the world for years to come. The team continues their work, driven by the knowledge that there is still so much to learn about the natural world and its mysteries. They carry on Emily's legacy, determined to make a positive impact on the world through their scientific research. As they work, they begin to see the impact of Emily's discoveries. The world is changing, and people are beginning to realize the importance of preserving the natural world and understanding its secrets. Governments and organizations around the world begin to invest in scientific research, recognizing the importance of understanding the natural world and its potential threats. Dr. Blackwood and the team are at the forefront of this scientific revolution, using their knowledge and expertise to make groundbreaking discoveries and push the boundaries of what is possible. As they work, they also reflect on the lessons that Emily taught them. They know that the pursuit of knowledge is not just about making discoveries, but also about making a positive impact on the world. They also know that science comes with a great responsibility, and that they must use their knowledge for the betterment of humanity and the preservation of the planet. As time passes, the world begins to heal from the trauma of the near catastrophe. The memory of Emily's sacrifice is never forgotten, and her legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists and researchers. The research team continues to make groundbreaking discoveries, but they never forget the sacrifice that made it all possible. They know that the pursuit of knowledge is a never-ending journey, and they are honored to be a part of it. In the end, the aftermath of Emily's sacrifice serves as a reminder of the power of science, the importance of preserving the natural world, and the bravery and selflessness of those who dedicate their lives to understanding its mysteries. Dr. Blackwood and the research team continue their work, driven by the knowledge that they are making a difference in the world. They know that there will be challenges and risks along the way, but they are ready to face them, just as Emily did. The journey of discovery and exploration that Emily started may have come to an end, but her legacy lives on, inspiring future generations to pursue knowledge and make a positive impact on the world around us. Thank you so much for listening to my description of the Island of Shadows story. I hope that you found it interesting and perhaps even inspiring. Whether you decide to read this story or simply let your imagination run wild, I wish you all the best on your own exciting adventures. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel to see more content like this.